This is the day that the Lord has made. Hey everyone, my name is Vanessa. I'm a Christian woman. I'm a single mom, doing my best to put God first and follow Jesus Christ as best as I can. I want to share with you all a book that I received the Christmas I was 9 years old. The children's stories of the Bible from the Old Testament and the New Testament. I've already recorded the entire Old Testament. I did one video per chapter. Now I'm in the New Testament. Hopefully you will share this with your children. Chapter 20, the Good Samaritan. On one occasion, Jesus taught another lesson with one of his parables. As we know, Jesus often answered questions with parables, those stories that taught truths in such ways that the listeners' belief in their own righteousness was often shaken. One day, a scribe, a man whose job was to copy and teach the Bible, asked Jesus, "Master, what shall I do to have everlasting life?" Jesus had been teaching the way to everlasting life, and the scribe wished to test him. Jesus replied, "What is written in the law? You are a reader of the Bible. Tell me what it says." The scribe, of course, was ready with the answer from the Old Testament. "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your strength and with all your mind, and you shall love your neighbor as yourself." The scribe had answered his own question, which was what Jesus had wanted him to do, but he was unsatisfied that Jesus had not engaged him in argument, so he asked, "And who is my neighbor?" Jesus knew that to Jewish leaders such as this scribe, the most hated people were the Samaritans, a nation of people who shared many of the Jewish traditions, but had their own forms of worshiping God. To make his lesson particularly clear, Jesus told the scribe the parable of the Good Samaritan. "One day," said Jesus, "a Jew traveling the lonely road from Jerusalem to Jericho was attacked by robbers, stripped of his clothes and beaten nearly to death. Shortly afterward, a priest, a countryman of the victims, passed by, and when he saw the wounded man, crossed the road and hurried away. Then another man of a priestly family, the Levites, came along, and he too scurried by on the other side of the road. Then came along a Samaritan, a man who could hardly be expected to help in a land where he was hated. But the Samaritan stopped and treated the man's wounds, and put him on his own donkey and took him to an inn. There he left money for the man's care and told the innkeeper if more were needed, he would pay on his return trip. Then Jesus asked the scribe, which of these three was neighbor to the man who had been attacked by the robbers? And the scribe, impressed by the story, answered, "He that showed mercy on him." "Go then and do likewise," said Jesus. Thus the scribe learned that a neighbor is not just one who lives nearby, but anyone in the world who has love in his heart, that all men of good will are neighbors. So that's the end of that chapter. I hope you enjoy. I will have a playlist of my Old Testament and the New Testament. If you liked, please subscribe, comment, and I hope to see you next time.